Just gonna do this too. Okay, thank you. All right, so I really appreciate you doing this, Amy. For my sports media class, so we're interviewing um, a person of our choice, and I chose dog show as my sport. So the first person I thought of was you because you
Oh,
are one of the
wow.
most respected people in the business and somebody who I really, really respect. So I appreciate it, and I know it's Westminster week, which is the busiest time of year for you guys. So I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
I'm
So
honored.
yes,
I'm
perfect.
honored you thought of me.
Thank you. So, your work as a professional handler has made a real impact in the sport. And I'm hoping to explore that path that brought you here and the dogs who shaped your career and your perspective on the future of the sport. To begin, could you share how you first got started as an AKC handler and how you got into dogs in general?
Okay. Uh, how about I start with how I got into dogs and then lead up to how I became a
Perfect.
professional handler.
Perfect.
Uh, my parents had a mixed bred dog before I was born, and my dad would be gone for long periods of time, so they decided they were going to take this dog to obedience classes so that it was kind of my mom's protection dog at first. And then they went to obedience classes. The dog got really competitive, and then they got introduced to the world of dog shows from obedience trials. Their first purebred dog came after that. They were trying to find a dog that was medium size, short tail, masculine enough for him, feminine enough for her, and they chose the Brittany. And then they competed with it in obedience trials, and professional handlers approached them and said, "Your dog is really, really beautiful. Have you ever thought about showing it?" And they said, "No, we don't have any idea how to do that." Not sure if you know, do you remember Gretchen Schultz?
Hmm. Yep.
So her parents, Walt and Joe Schellenberger, are who approached my parents and then taught my mom how to show. And then they got the bug for both obedience and dog shows. And I'm the youngest of six. There's quite a big age gap between my brother and sisters and myself. And it became they weren't going to leave me at home with my brothers and sisters. I was tagging along at the dog shows. And I got addicted to the dogs and being around them and begged, could they allow me to show one? And I was tiny, scrawny little thing, so I had to be do ballet and swimming to get strong enough to control the dog. And ultimately, when I was about six, the first time I walked in the ring, and I think I got a best opposite sex. So that
That's
was like
awesome.
huge. And
Yeah,
then the dog had gotten attacked by a Saint Bernard, so it was a beautiful dog, but ever since he got attacked, he was a little insecure at the dog shows, but somehow walking with his kid, he kind of was more protective and more secure because he had to be for me, maybe.
that's
And
awesome. I
um
mean, not awesome that he got
but
attacked, but
yeah, that relationship built.
yep. Yep.
And the California Brittany Club, that's where I grew up, was in California. They raised money and sent my mom and I to the Brittany National because we weren't affluent and we were still new to the whole dog show world, even though they had been doing it a few years. They weren't breeders at that point yet. And I was 9 years old at this point, went to the national, showed the dog. He was 1 month older than I was, and he won best of breed. And
So
that
amazing.
it was like surreal. And I remember after the dog show was over, we went to eat dinner and I fell asleep on the table. So, I mean, I was a child, but I was hooked then. And all those Wednesday night handling classes that led up to um, showing the dog that led up to him winning, all of the work I had to do on myself to be strong enough to show him, it all kind of came together. And then I remember going through school and showing dogs. I then started working for professional handlers as a kid. I was an apprentice. I was always, do I want to show dogs the rest of my life? Is this a career that I want to go down? Or, my mom was very strict. You had to get good grades in school if you wanted to show the dogs. And um, so I was always torn. And in my early 20s, I had cancer. And so I thought if my life, and they were able to remove it all. I'm healthy now, knock on wood.
Thank
But
goodness. Yes.
I thought if my life was cut short and somehow God blessed me with this ability with animals, I need to see it through. So I had graduated from college and I had been an apprentice for people and I had a job in computer systems and software. And but I did have an opportunity to start showing dogs for people. And the last professional handler that I had worked for helped me get a group of clients together and some different breeds of dogs to show. And that's how I ended up making the decision I was going to give it a try. This God-given gift. Let's see what kind of a path it could take me down. And definitely awesome career and
Pretty amazing. Yeah. They're pretty
blessed for
amazing.
sure.
Yes. Well, I know over the course of your career, you've worked with many breeds. Which ones do you specialize and what draws you to them?
Um, as I started showing dogs for people about that same time I was attracted to the smooth fox terrier and Brittany's were and are like the back of my skin. I know them really well. But they were my parents' breed also. And I wanted something that was going to be something that I had in my own mind and developed a breeding program for. And so I started breeding smooth fox terriers and showing them for other people as well. And my kennel name became the first breed that I had the most clients in were golden retrievers. So, and first person that I really worked with, we became kind of partners. So we were kind of breeding them together. I was showing them together. So I created a kennel name called Broxton, BR for Brittany's, OX for Fox Terriers, and DEN for Goldens. So if I really look back on my career, those breeds that I was also co-breeders of were probably the breeds that I was most well known for, because there was a passion there for those breeds besides showing them for other people. But in the grand scheme of the breeds that I did a lot of winning in outside of the breeds I co-bred, I had some top winning Bernese Mountain Dogs. I had some top winning giant Schnauzers. Um, I
I had
want to
no
say,
idea you showed burners. I did not know
uh-huh.
that.
Yeah,
That's really
when I
cool.
first moved to Michigan, I had quite a few of them. A dog named Pablo was a big bear, and he could make you smile on the worst day.
Well, I'll
Let's
have
see.
to talk to you some more about that because that's actually on my bucket list.
Oh, it's a great breed.
Yep.
A lot of health
Yep.
issues,
Yeah. Wow.
almost worse than golden retrievers if that's possible. But
Which, yeah.
and
Yep.
then Kerry Blue Terriers, I think. Showed quite a few of them, Jack Russell Terriers, but sporting dogs, almost the whole sporting group. A lot of working dogs, toy fox terriers, Papillons a little bit, um, here and there, but probably the top winningest dogs that I showed were those three breeds and the giant schnauzer. I had a giant schnauzer that was in the top 10 in America, number two working dog 1 year.
So awesome. And I know for me, the first time I found out about you was with Newton because that's
Yes.
when I kind of started to get around. And as soon as I saw Newton and you, that's when I was like, wow, you were really somebody. So that's for me was
Oh,
the moment I first saw you. And I thought Newton was amazing. So
oh, thank you.
yes, I know kind of what you were just talking about with winning the Brittany National, but every handler has moments that stand out. Thinking back, what would you consider your biggest winning moment with the dog? but I know you had a lot.
Yeah, and that's when I think about how blessed my life was in that
Yeah.
industry is it's so hard to pick just one. Um, uh, Definitely notable moments are Newton won Best Bred Buy-in Show at the AKC Invitational. And I mean, as a professional handler, you're showing these dogs for people, but when you've also were the breeder owner handler, it takes it to a different level. So that definitely was a huge win and outside the box because I guess I was more predicted to win an event like that with a smooth fox terrier
Yeah.
because that is my most well-known breed. Um, Winning the Golden Retriever Nationals with Reese, another dog that I bred, is and was the handler for, was huge because that's such a hard event to win. It's such a huge number of dogs that enter it once a year. So that was definitely, and I find it interesting that I think of golden retrievers when I think of some of my highlights. Um, Westminster, I did get a group three with a golden retriever, which they're very difficult to place in the group with at that big of a show. But my best one at Westminster was a second in the group was two different smooth fox terriers. Um, my most, probably the moment that I cried the most winning was I had 100 best in shows on Dodger, and that 100th one, and the shows leading up to that, I remember being so emotional that
That's amazing. Yeah.
was. I
Yeah.
think there's less than 40 dogs in the history of dog shows that have ever done that. So when you think about it in that fashion,
It's,
you had one of those dogs.
that's
Um,
amazing. Yeah. Yep. And I know my first trip to Westminster, I actually got to see you with Reese in the
oh
group
yes.
when you had run the breed. So, yep.
Mhm.
So I got to see you and on the green carpet, which was very, very cool. So, um, success in the ring is a team effort. And in your experience, what makes a dog handler team truly successful?
The relationship, the trust and the relationship. Um, I'm enjoying now in this stage of my life, teaching other people because I feel like when I was showing dogs, I didn't have time to share my experiences and things that I learned that helped make me me and successful in the industry. So now it's my way of paying back. But I think that a lot of people do the minimum to take care of their dogs and train their dogs and condition their dogs. And then they get to the dog show and they expect to win. And it's so easy to blame different things for why you didn't win at the dog show. And then in my mind, especially because of how I was raised, I had to condition myself. I had to train my dog. I had to condition the relationship of me and the dog. So when we got to the dog show, it was a show. And that's what I want to try to impart with everyone. You have to get out of your own head of being insecure. Because if you really knew me, I'm kind of shy and kind of insecure, but like I say, this persona comes out of me, that trust, that relationship that you get with your dog, you know what it's going to do because you've practiced so much. And not only have you practiced so much, you've made it fun and you made it, you, you only get a limited time with each animal. That's the point of their career. And if it's 2 years, really, that's the focus, the prime for that dog and its maturity and everything else, it's going to go by in the blink of an eye. But I think what wins, what causes the attention, yes, you have to have a good dog. But when you can showcase that dog and that dog is going to give you their heart, when the free stacks, Westminster's coming up, like you said, the free stacks that steal the show when you're watching it on TV are the dogs that are giving their handlers their heart. So I that's But
That's
I
very true. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Is there, kind of going back to different breeds again, is there a breed that you've always wanted to own or try showing that you have not?
hmm.
I know you've been around a lot.
Well, I think I used to be married to my partner showing dogs, and he got to show certain breeds that he was well known for, and I got to show certain breeds that I was well known for. So there were certain breeds that he had that I did wish that I loved the Dalmatians. I showed them, but not like he did. The Legatos, the same thing. He was more well known for Legatos. I did a lot of the work behind the scenes, but I wasn't the face of the Legato in the ring. I think those breeds. Um, there's breeds that I appreciate what they are, but I really do feel lucky that I touched the ones that were important to me.
Yep. That's
The
cool.
only thing I think I missed is some of the ones he got to show. I wish I did.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes. Um, you've spent so much time at shows and there's a whole atmosphere to them. What's your favorite part of being at a dog show? And I know there's a lot.
hmm Favorite part of being at the dog show is well, I definitely love my 3 minutes in the ring with each dog. You have to get in the mindset of the judge is only giving you attention for 3 minutes of the time. So I always love the 3 minutes with this dog or the 3 minutes with this dog, and it's the challenge of can I get the best 3 minutes today? I love that about the dog shows. I do love after the dog shows are over, the friendships that you have, and whether you're going to do a potluck together or cook out. Sometimes dog shows are like camping, and so it's a fun environment that way. I do worry about the sport of dogs a little bit because I do find that that's dwindling, and I do find the competition side of dog shows limits some of the friendships. So, that is my concern in some ways. And I do feel like there's some people that just feel like they should be entitled to win and their dog is good and they're not recognizing what their dog is or isn't. Um, but yeah, I look forward to the friendships. The funniest thing about dog shows is it's a competitive and gossipy and um, kind of harsh environment in some ways, but if someone it's like a dysfunctional family for sure, because if something happens to somebody, they're all going to band together for you, whether they did or didn't like you. So that's definitely something I do enjoy about the community. They definitely are there for you when you need it.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Yes. Outside the ring, you have created an online presence with your new academy and classes and YouTube channel. What inspired you to start that and start teaching those of us that don't know as much? What made you decide to do that?
That kind of goes along with what I was just saying. Um, um, I grew up in an environment with my parents and with the people from handling class where we did all help each other. And then when I got into showing dogs, I started doing that as well. And then I was discouraged from doing that a little bit because if I continue to help everybody else, they're just going to beat me and people are hiring me to win. So if I'm sharing all my secrets or how I do anything, then it kind of lessens my ability to win. So I kind of like kept some secrets, or I call them my secret sauces or my techniques to myself to further my career. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, that's when the YouTube channel started. And I wanted to find a way to teach people then and keep people connected because we didn't get to go to dog shows during that time period. It kept me busy. It kept me wanting to pay it forward. And that's the biggest thing now is I want to pay it forward. I want to inspire people. I want to share. And if people see something in what I had as far as talent, I feel like it's my responsibility to help tell them what I went through to get that, or what kind of work I'm willing to do that, and then say, if you're willing to, I'll help you as well. Um, it makes me feel good. At the end of the day, I want to help everybody else. I want to change dog shows a little bit and get them back to what they used to be. It used to be a lot more about community and helping everybody, and it feels like it's gotten into a lot more, especially when everything got so online.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Things changed,
Yep.
and it's my way of helping get it back, even if it's 10 or 12 people that we have in class. It's the 10 or 12 people that I can touch or I can affect or hopefully inspire.
Yes. Well, you're doing great at it because I love our group and I really enjoy the chats and seeing everybody's suggestions. And I know we're all really appreciative. So I love it. I think it's great. So, and in
I love
fact,
it too. And like I said, I feel selfish in some ways because I get off the calls and I feel good.
good.
So I feel like, is this really for them? Because it feels good to me.
It is. Well, I used one of your secrets today and a shampoo and I love it. First time using
Yay!
it and I love it. So I'm definitely hooked
Yay!
on that. So that was good. So last question that I have for you is just you've gathered so much experience along the way. For someone starting out in the sport, what advice would you share?
To I think a lot like what you did. Wasn't your Didn't you get your first golden from Jane?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what you did in that relationship is what I would suggest anyone new getting a dogs do. Hook up with your breeder, follow their advice, take their guidance, listen to what they say. Don't think you know better until you really know better. Because her success is for, I'm using you as an example, her success was when you were successful. And I think that people, I'm going to get my dog and I'm going to do this. Well, without any guidance, without any backbone, without any support, are you making the right choices along the way? She's only successful if you win. So
Yep.
following her advice is a good thing. Learning, and it's kind of like a child, you growing up, again, I'm old now. When I was little, my mom was like, children speak but don't talk. Kind of when you're first getting involved, be a sponge and listen, and don't have as many opinions until you develop the right to have those opinions. So uh, make it fun. Make it about your relationship with your dog. Make it about what you can learn as far as grooming and handling. And if you're always focused on you, you'll have more fun in the long run than saying, oh, that judge only picked this, or oh, that person won because of that. When my eyes open to the bigger picture and seeing all that, that's when I stopped having fun at dog shows. So I can only imagine someone that's new if they're just focused on that. This isn't, I would say that in any sport, if you're looking at the politics of it or anything else, but if you're looking at what the whole can give you, quality time with your animal that loves you undeniably, satisfaction in a job well done when you train it or you groom it correctly, learning new skills that then all of it you can take and share with someone else someday, and you're going to feel good about it too, that you paid it forward. I think training that, paying it forward, that mentorship, that camaraderie. I miss the days of sitting down and telling stories about the professional handlers and their techniques. And that's why the 2 hours flies by in our class
It
because
does.
there's so
Yeah.
much to talk about. There's so many stories. Um, I wish that I knew more how to and we are getting it more structured. Make sure that I cover this so that you got that before we move forward. But anyone new, keep blinders on for as long as you can and keep focused on you and your dog and stay tight with your breeder. Or if you don't have a good relationship with your breeder, find someone locally. Here's the last thing is, um, I have had dogs that I've won with that have been my dog, and I didn't have an owner or a co-breeder or anything else. So when I went and won with that dog, it was fun. But when I had a dog that I had a co-breeder and then these co-owners, it was 10 times more fun. When you have a group of people that you trust that you could share that experience with, it's 10 times more fun. So I highly recommend it's competition. Let things roll a little bit off your back and worry about your friendships and your mentorships.
Yep. Yep. 100%. Yep. Awesome. Well, that was it. So I really, really appreciate again taking time out of your busy schedule. And I
I'm
appreciate
proud
it.
of you, Jesse. I
Thanks.
knew you from when you started and then what you're doing now, and I could see your confidence level and the fact that you're taking these classes. You just keep bettering yourself, and you are a great lady.
Thank
I'm
you.
inspired by you too.
Well, thank you. Well, the feeling is very mutual. So,
Good.
well, thanks, Amy, and good luck this week. I hope we'll be cheering you on the green carpet. So, but I know you'll do well. So, but
Thank
good
you.
luck and thanks again, Amy.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Bye-bye.
Okay, talk to you later. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.